Hi, I'm Sarah Murdoch and welcome to another adventure with Sarah. Let's go explore. Andiamo. Hey everybody, it's Sarah with Adventures with Sarah, and here I am having the best adventure today. I am in Sicily and I am on a cruise to see the Egadi Islands. We're going to see Favignana and Levanzo and Marittima from a distance. And I brought my group to enjoy a day out on a boat in Sicily. So come along for a fun adventure on the sea here in the most beautiful place in the world.
Well, he didn't do that. Oh, it's freezing, so it looks like a cheapo. Oh,
Now he is. So we are just off the coast of Favignana, and this is the Cala Rossa, which is obviously very popular for day trippers to come and swim. You can actually hike down from above, but it's hard. And then you scramble on those rocks to get in the water. I've tried it before, not my favorite, but it's actually fairly beautiful. So this is a cruise that we've booked for my Sicilian Pleasures group, and it takes all day. We leave from Marsala at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we come back in the afternoon. And we get a chance to swim in some beautiful places. I think the one mistake a lot of people make in coming to Sicily is never getting out on the water. It's an island, and it's not just an island, but it's an island with islands around it. So this is one of the great islands, and it has an interesting rock quarry and some ancient ruins and a cute little village. So Favignana is one of my favorite little hidden spots in Sicily. It's not very well known, especially to Americans, but my goodness, look how lovely. So here's our little boat docked at the island of Favignana. There's the Tonara behind. Some people are going to visit that. Already you can see bicycles everywhere, so we're going to walk through the Fisherman's Terminal. And up past this is the Florio Museum. So it's a little museum of the island of Favignana, as well as the City Hall, if I remember correctly. And then we have some shops, bike rental places, and that orange building there is actually a nice hotel. So you can stay here in Favignana. You can also take the ferry here, because you can see over here, this is the ferry dock. So if you go from Trapani, you can take an express ferry here if you wish. It's about an hour from Trapani. So I love Favignana because it is kind of like an old school Sicilian town. There's an actual fisherman's terminal, and they are selling the catch of the day. So small fish, shrimps. So every morning they actually do bring real seafood in. There you go, shrimps. And those are the actual fishing boats that still function. Oh, and I guess dog as well. So we're at the end of the selling of the fish. They come in really early in the morning, but you can come here to Favignana and stay here and buy fish early in the morning. So that is the actual functional fishing port, which is a pretty rare thing to see in Italy these days, here in Favignana. So I am continuing to walk through the island of Favignana on our little day trip excursion to the Egadi Islands. So we're entering over in here into the main piazza. You can see more places to rent bicycles, because taking a little lap around town is very popular. It's September, and this is an ideal time to be here. Tons of cute clothing shops if you're looking for beachwear. Ooh, I'm gonna have to look here too. Look how cute some of these things are. And then here is the granita shop. And that's where I'm gonna be seating myself in a few minutes. And I'm gonna have a nice big granita and maybe a brioche. So you could actually spend a whole day here in Favignana. If you don't want to do the package boat tour, you can get a ticket to come out here direct from Trapani. It takes 1 hour on the hydrofoil, and then come back whenever you like. So if you're sleeping in Trapani, this is a very easy day trip, but actually it would be fun, especially in summer, to come and sleep here in Favignana. So I'm just gonna walk you here in this direction. If you wanted to go to that Florio tuna factory, the museum, you go that way. But the main drag in town is this one. So there's shops and restaurants, granita, cash machines, clothes, whatever you may need. But what a darling little town center. All right, here's our sexy lunch. We've got Egadi Charter Vino Bianco. It's better than a stick in the eye, that is for sure. But that's about all I can say. And pesto trapanese, which is a tomato, almond, and garlic pesto on a perfectly cooked pasta on a plastic plate. And it's absolutely delicious. So there's all of the other people having our lunch. We've explored Favignana, and now is the lunch hour. All right, it's the seconds guy. That's a big bowl of pasta right there. Alright, so after seconds of pasta, because you have to, now there is Anguria watermelon. It's the most beautiful watermelon ever. So we are continuing our voyage through the Egadi Islands here off of the coast of Trapani in Sicily. We are next heading to the island of Levanzo, which you can see there. It's the tiniest little village, and we're gonna go have a good time wandering around. There's a swimming beach, so people who don't feel comfortable jumping off the boat to swim can go and swim from the beach here. But what I love about this more than anything, we just finished this little pasta lunch. This is truly an Italian culture insight. Italians love going on these little boat trips, and you can do them all over Italy. There's one to the Pontine Islands near Rome, for example. There's ones to the Aeolian Islands. So they love these little day trips, and they're so much fun, and they're very affordable. So for about 50 euros or so, you can have an entire day worth of entertainment, transportation, swimming, and food. And they also feed you lunch, all in one thing here at the Egadi Islands. So Egadi Charters is the name of the company that we work with if you're thinking about coming out. So let's move on to our next destination of Levanzo. Andiamo. So island number 2, Levanzo, and you can see in the distance over here, that's Monte San Giuliano or Erice, which is the place we're going to go tomorrow with our group. But for now, this absolutely adorable little island is waiting for us. And we'll have probably an hour here just to explore and get a coffee, go swimming if we wish. So these idyllic islands are so beautiful for tourism today, of course. We all enjoy swimming and such, but they're actually very historically important, as it turns out. Back during the 200s BC, Carthage had a lot of colonies here on Sicily. At Lilibeo, which is now Marsala, for example, they had come all the way around the Mediterranean from Carthage, and they had all these little pit stops all around the Mediterranean. Now, they ran into a great foe in the 3rd century BC, and that was the Romans. The Romans will fight with the people from Carthage for a number of years in what they called the Punic Wars. So during the First Punic War in 241 BC in March, they came here and they fought a huge naval battle. 500 ships, they say, potentially were lost and sank into the water behind me. That means that this is a huge archaeological site. If you actually had scuba gear, you could go down there and find pieces to Carthaginian boats and to Roman boats. The Romans wanted decisive victory, and at the end of the day, that ended up being the beginning of the end for the Carthaginians, who are going to continue to fight with the Romans until their final demise with the destruction of Carthage. I'm sure you know the Carthaginians because you've heard of Hannibal. That's from a later war. But this one here is one of the best and most important examples of naval battles for modern archaeologists, because they are finding these ramming hammers that were on the front of the boats where they could just ram into the opposing side and sink their boats. And that's what they're able to find these days. And you can see evidence of that over at that museum on Favignana. So not just beautiful, but also historical here on Levanzo in the Egadi Islands. So I'm going swimming here, and I have not colorized the video. Look at the color of the water. Wow. So here we are. We just swam in this beautiful little bay, but just remember, you always need shoes. I've got my flip-floppies on. And now I'm heading back towards the boat. Now this is just an island that not a lot of people know about. It's called Levanzo, off the coast of Trapani in Sicily. So now we approach the city of Marsala, which is famous for wine, sweet Marsala wine. This was also the original establishment of Lilibea, which was the city of the Carthaginians. So as the sun sets over the water that we were just out on the boat, we have decided to retreat to our barrio and have a glass of wine to celebrate our fantastic day. Thanks everyone for joining us for another adventure with Sarah. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out my website for tours and packing tips and so much more travel fun at adventureswithsarah.net. Ciao for now.